Hello, welcome to White Minis. Now, I've got something very exciting to share with you today. I'm very excited about it anyway. If you go down to the woods today and buy yourself a White Dwarf magazine, issue 498 this month, this is my subscriber copy that came through the other day. Flick through the bunker section, go through these various bits and pieces, hobby hangouts and all that, you'll find a double-page spread that I submitted to the magazine. Which has got some photos of my minis in it, and a report on the Vossas Eight narrative campaign that I ran down at my club, Hole Wargamers. So I'm really pleased with how these photos came out. I had a bit of back and forth with Dan, one of the writers at White Dwarf, and this was months ago. It surprised me how long it takes between submitting something and having it put in the magazine. It was months, because it obviously takes a long time to put it all together, but I was getting quite antsy, hoping it was going to come out soon. But I was able to send them this report, send in my photos, my Gaskell and my Throggable Neck War Boss, and my Ron Ryan's Leapers as well, and a few other photos. He chose which ones he wanted to put in the magazine, gave me some feedback on making them look a bit better, and I think the photos came out really well. And these are a couple of photos of a game I played against our club secretary Dave, where I was actually winning on points, which is a rare thing against Dave because he's an extremely good player, but he was smashing my Tyranids up because they're so squishy at the moment and tower pretty strong with their big guns. But anyway, this is the campaign. I'll talk a little bit more about it later on. I just wanted to be really excited about the fact that I'm actually in White Dwarf, which is a proper childhood dream of mine since I was a child, funnily enough. It was about when that started. So that's issue 498 if you want to pick it up. But for me, where did it begin? White Dwarf, I was reading it since the 90s, and I had these are the first two White Dwarfs I ever bought with my pocket money, 181 and 188, from January 1995, costing a whole £2.25, and 188 from August the same year, £2.50, price increase in that year. Scandalous. But I loved these magazines. I read them cover to cover repeatedly. Loved looking at the bits in the back, loved the battle reports, the whole range of games that are in there, because back then they covered them all, and now it's getting like that again, you know. That thing you might recognise, the Warhammer Plus subscription model. Lictors, I recently got some old Lictors. I've got another video which you may have seen, but you go back and find it, making Lictors, and I'm going to be painting them up in a video very soon. The old styles, you know, it's very nostalgic for me, and it's really nice to see the magazine kind of going back to its roots a little bit, I think, with the bunker section, lots of hobby information in there, trying to get people doing stuff together, which I think is really nice. And also the range of games has improved, because for a while there, you know, it was down to just AOS and 40k really, and not a lot else. But it's really nice to see that Epic's coming back, and you've got more Blood Bowl being talked about, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really good. The bunker, as I say, the bunker section I think is great, and that's where I got the idea for this narrative campaign. And their suggestion for narrative campaigns was to arrange everyone into teams. So that's what I did. I had 3 teams, the Hordes of Destruction, the Stalwart Defenders, and the Agents of Corruption, and distributed people's armies in there, you know, however it made sense. I worked out the point system so that people could have different armies in multiple of the factions without, you know, being unfair. Try to keep everything as balanced as possible and just fun. And to keep the fun aspect of it, the whole idea was to have a good story behind it all. So I find it gets me more engaged to have a narrative. I said we were going to set it on this small moon called Vossas Eight that I invented, near Ogram, where Games Workshop were doing their own campaign, also near the Sabbath Worlds where the Gaunt's Ghost books are set. And on Vossas Eight I decided that there were 3 main locations to fight over: a Manufactorum, a Shrine and a Spaceport, and people could just play games and just let me know how it went. And to try and keep everyone engaged, we only meet every other week at our club, so it's quite difficult to keep that consistent engagement going. I sent out these little updates of who's played who's got the most points, that kind of stuff, which team is winning, and to try and give a general overview of how the war on Vossas Eight was developing, from a kind of grand scale, so that everyone could feel that they were contributing to their different factions. I think it went really, really well. I enjoyed doing it. It was quite a lot of effort, but it was worth doing. And we ended up with the hordes of destruction were rampaging, orcs and tyranids rampaging across most of the planet, which was as it should be, while the Imperial defenders were gradually taking back the shrine from the Shrine of St. Peter from the insidious agents of corruption. So I think it ended up with a really good, fun narrative. It went on for quite a few months, and then we got this great double-page spread in White Dwarf about it. So I'm really happy with it. So I hope it's given you a couple of ideas for how you could introduce a bit of narrative to your games or your campaigns or whatever. You don't have to do a full-blown campaign like this. Just adding a little bit of a story to your games, I think, is worth doing. I like taking nice photos of models, and taking photos of the games as well. But you don't need to. It's entirely up to you. Just adding a little bit of narrative can just add to the immersion, I think. Give a bit of a reason as to why your armies are where they are and why they're doing what they're doing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Just really celebrating the fulfillment of a childhood dream for me, really, getting in White Dwarf. Hit the old like and subscribe to get notified of the next videos coming up. I've got quite a few different painting videos in the works at the moment, so they'll be out very soon, and hopefully I'll have a pretty exciting announcement that I'll be able to make as well, but not quite yet. So yeah, click on those buttons, and if you want to support the channel even more, we've got an affiliate link for Element Games down below, and also Patreon, which be great to see you on that. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.